the Muffin Cutie and Afromu bot lane with that Fiddlesticks Draven Twitch ban. And then Olaf and Twisted Fate. Once again, that targeted Twisted Fate ban at... but there's no Orianna ban right now. Which, no, it looks like they value the Shen over the Orianna. They love that split pushing. And, Ghost Azuna did a very good job up top versus Hotshot. Things sort of fell apart elsewhere, I think you could say, for Team Fear in that last game. But maybe Hotshot... actually, let me get those summoner blockers up real quick. Ba-boom. Could be, of course, a jungle Shen. Could be the top Shen. So we don't really know. There's Mandatory Cloud's Orianna is beastly. I think he was one of the first North American Orianna players to really embrace the sort of Athene's Unholy Grail on Ori, sort of mana regen, cooldown reduction, strengths, which is, it's very much a strength where you just kind of push the enemy out of lane, and Mandatory Cloud is very good at doing that. I think he maxes Q and W, like W first, Q second, so it's less of that utility Orianna build and more of the sort of I'm going to bully you in lane build. And we've seen some good stuff from it. There's the Jax pickup also for Fear, which we talked about in game 1. Actually, not game 1, sorry, game 2 of that earlier Curse game, where Jax really likes to be able to just jump onto Shen when he's trying to split push, because Jax is the strongest duelist in the game. He's got great attack speed steroids, great on-hit damage, some nice CC, some nice mobility, so he's a sort of great counter to Shen. Especially, sometimes you run him with teleport, sometimes you run him with ignite, depending on whether or not you want that damage, especially in lane, whether you want that killing power, or whether you want to just be able to chase Shen if he gets away from you. We see the Malphite and the Lulu being picked up. That's interesting. That's a lot of hard CC. If you can properly chain the Shen onto a Malphite, who then ults in and gets popped up by the Lulu ulti, that's like, in terms of consistent CC, the knockups from Lulu and Malphite can't be affected by Tenacity or Cleanse or QSS or anything like that. They can only be spell shielded. So that's like a consistent second and a half of CC, plus then you have the 1.5 second Shen taunt. Already with these first 3 picks, they don't have the AD carry pick yet. They don't necessarily have an AP mid. It could be a mid Malphite. But they have a lot of CC just from these first 3 picks already, which does sort of leave, I think, the AD carry and maybe the AP mid for sort of less CC and more damage-focused champs. So maybe we could see that infamous Doublelift Vayne coming up. Although with it's probably going to be a Zyra support down bot with an Ezreal, and that lane is generally thought of as doing quite well against a Vayne Lulu lane. Now, generally, that in and of itself, the 2v2 isn't all important, especially when you factor in jungle presence. But the thing is, there's already the Chowster and the Shen, the Shen and the Malphite locked in. So one of those two is almost certainly going to be the jungler. Now, neither of those really have the same sort of lane presence as Lee Sin. Lee Sin, of course, banned out in Champ Select. There is the Vayne, though. So I was going to say, it's not necessarily the safest choice for Doublelift to go for that Vayne, as they don't have the same level of jungle presence, especially if it's a Malphite jungle. If it's a Shen jungle, you have that 1.5 second taunt regardless of level. Starting level 1, you get the full duration on the CC component there. But with that Malphite jungle, it's just not as high impact. And we saw Smithy really did have some problems last game, kind of just staying relevant. You fall behind, all of a sudden you see a level 8 Chowster on Lee Sin, and you're level 6. You have to use your ulti to escape. It's on like a 2-minute cooldown. That's rough. So I do like that Mundo. Nautilus is interesting. You don't see him picked very often these days.
I'd love to see Nautilus. Oh, I still think he's really, really strong in the right places.
Yeah. He's got a lot of CC. Ooh, Cho.
No, they're gonna swap out for Cho'Gath. Aw, that got me really excited for a second. I really like Nautilus. But no, it is going to be Cho'Gath in the jungle in the end. So, Fear, I'd say, let's see, I'm trying to figure out exactly what sort of team composition they're going for. It looks like they have a really strong engagement. You think about Orianna throws the ball onto Jax,
Yep.
And then Jax just jumps right in there onto Vayne, and they lock Vayne down. Shockwave is another spell. It's technically sort of a knock-up. Can't really quick Silver Sash it. So that's going to be really nice for locking Vayne down. It's a nice bit of burst, and Jax, really nice counter to Vayne. As we learned a little while ago, Dex got it wrong, and I got it right. Counter-Strike does indeed stop Silver Bolts from proccing, because the auto-attack doesn't even hit.
Wow.
So that's really important to know. So when Jax jumps in onto Vayne, Vayne is not going to be able to get those Silver Bolt procs off that are so important. And when Jax has the ball on him, even if he gets condemned away, he's going to be able to flash back in if needs be, stick onto Vayne. And even though Vayne has a nice bit of peel, if they all decide to go down and focus on Jax, Aphromoo is going to be right there to jump in on all of them. And Cho'Gath is going to really help that as well. Cho'Gath, he's going to have the Rupture. If everyone sort of collapses in onto Zuna, he's going to be able to Rupture everyone up into the air, and that's going to provide Aphromoo the perfect chance for a true shot barrage. Why in the world couldn't I have had this good of color back when I was at casting?
Good question. I don't know. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, it's interesting. You see, once again, no teleports, no summoner teleports from CLG. Maybe they've moved past that stage. They do have the split pushing and the global ultimate from Shen. But what I like is, I mean, you were sort of mentioning just then, both teams have super strong initiation power. Pretty much everyone has got some form of CC. Ezreal is actually the only champion in this game who doesn't have hard CC. And basically what that means is that once team fighting rolls around, it's just going to get crazy. You're going to see, people getting knocked up and knocked back, taunted and stunned and all that. And I got to say, man, it's going to test your limits as a play-by-play caster. But it should be a far cry from the sort of CLG play style that we saw, 2 months ago, where they'd be running 3 teleports and all these nice split pushers. This time around, it's all about, I think, for both teams, getting a good getting a good lane gank, and then using that to force team fights. Because there's no way that you're going to be able to contest Dragon versus something like a Malphite and a Lulu and a Shen and a Vayne and a Diana. That's like a meat grinder. Jax is going to try and jump in on that, and then he's just going to get shredded. The opposite, though, it's interesting enough, the opposite is still true, where, if they're able to pick off one of CLG, then forcing a 4v5 against the likes of Orianna, Zyra, Jax, Cho, it's you're going to be done for. So we were talking about in that first game who's sort of the better mechanical AD carry, Doublelift or Aphromoo. You can see they both picked up that cleanse. This is going to be the test. AoE team comps are an AD carry's worst nightmare. You step out of position one time, you get hit by one taunt or fear or knock-up or whatever, and you're done. So it's all going to be about, getting as close to the fight as you can to still deal damage. And keep in mind, both Ezreal and Vayne are 550 range or so, very considered low range, but also quite mobile. So there's going to be a razor edge where they want to stand, dealing damage to the bruisers, the tanks, and then that's going to test sort of their mechanical skills. So Aphromoo army, this is going to be game 2. Aphromoo wasn't quite able to pick up that victory with his team in game 1, but we are going to see if this game is going to be any different. I think we're going to run some ads now, if the admins can go ahead and set those up. I'm going to go get a drink of water. When I get back, I'm going to change my mouse sensitivity and a video setting or 2, and then we will be into game 2 between CLG and Fear Gaming.
Those of you who are using ad blocker, you're not getting anything from me.
No love.
I am giving you no commentary.
That's rough.
While the ads are running, no commentary.
Not at all.
Not even going to tell you if your makeup is smudged.
Not even going to tell you if the game is loaded? That's brutal, dude.
Oh,
That's
like, if their makeup is smudged, I'm not going to tell them.
That's
just
rude.
little things. And it's the little things that'll, in the end, really drive them crazy.
Yep. All right, man. You are on your own. You can tell them about their makeup now. I'm going to hop it on directed camera. I will be back in 1 minute.
Most excellent. All right. So we do see Smithy moving around. Ooh, Glitter Lance getting picked up by Loco Doco right off the bat. Threw it out. Try and catch X Smithy, but nothing's really going to happen there. Both teams sort of going for a decent little spread. Hotshot GG up in the top there. Big Fat sitting down near that mid brush. And we have Double Lift down in the tri brush to make sure that there are no invades coming down. Afrimu going to throw it a Q. Probably just going to throw a little harass on the Loco Doco. If Muffin Cutie can land a snare, though, that'd be pretty big. Ooh, threw it out trying to catch Chowster. Nothing's going to really happen there. Right around the corner, Mandatory Cloud waiting at the ready. X Smithy and Zuna both looking like they might decide to move down. But no, it looks like both teams just want to sort of play this safe. Both teams can pick each other off very easily, and if either team sees the other first, that could easily be the end of that level 1 team fight, and they'll just give it up. So obviously, either of them feels like they're strong enough to go for it. And so, Muffin Cutie and Aframu, though, maybe looking to interrupt Chowster's jungle a little bit. Big Fat LP going to chase Mandatory Cloud off just a tiny bit. Aframu looking for a Q. If he can steal that big Wraith, yes, he does get it. That is going to hurt Chowster a lot.
There we go, guys. A little bit ironic that the second I get back and move my mouse, there's action on the screen. I guess I'm just cursed. 3-man invade.
Wow, they are actually invading in onto this. The ball is over at red buff, so they have vision of it. Big Fat getting poked out just a little bit. So we're going, don't want to deal with this Ezreal anymore. Focus out, but no, in the end, Muffin Cutie and Aframu are more concerned with getting into lane to stop Double Lift's farm than invading right now. Chowster isn't going to be the target right here. It's going to be Double Lift. Double Lift is going to be so important this game. It's going to be on the shoulders of the rest of CLG to make sure that Vayne is kept safe during the team fights.
By the way, one thing, Chowster was just spotted on a ward by Wraith Camp, and they know that not only is he low, but he was forced to use that smite as he didn't get the strongest leash in the world. X Smithy here already has his buff down to 700, 500. He has his smite up. One more auto attack. There it is. That's the sort of play you really like to see in the jungle. X Smithy did get set back a little bit. And the wards from Muffin Cutie were able to sort of set up that safe, very safe counter jungle from X Smithy, which is going to set Chowster back a lot. Not only the fact that he got a weak leash, but the fact that he was denied blue. Just the combination of that. I mean, like we said in the last game, Malphite is very weak pre-6. And the longer you can keep him at that stage, the better your chances of a victory are going to be.
Chowster looks like X Smithy moving in on the raid as he has been spotted by a ward. The Rupture goes out. There's Spell Scream, the flash of the wall for Mandatory Cloud. Try to get the last auto attack. Able to pick up first blood for Mandatory Cloud. Fear starting this one off strong. They have an 8k gold lead already.
800. I'm going to go back and watch that.
Ah, frack. Wow, that's 8k.
I was watching an exchange down in the bottom lane.
There's a big difference there. Blah, blah, blah.
It's all right.
Anyways, Mandatory Cloud. Whew. Oh, in the bot lane, we actually have a lot of aggression. There's Double Lift getting dropped very low now. Loco Doco forced to back off as well. Double Lift, he's burning those health potions. He has used all of them now. Aframu and Muffin Cutie, really, really aggressive in this bot lane. It's like you were saying, Aframu and Muffin Cutie, they're so in tune with each other. They know exactly when to get aggressive, when they have the ability to. That is what makes up for the fact that Aframu's
nice Q.
Aframu's mechanics aren't quite as good. Yeah, that was a nice Q. Chowster right around the corner in case they go for something. There's a snare on the Loco Doco, but he flashes away just too late. There's the passive. Loco Doco flashes away barely just to save his life. A bit of a misstep on Muffin Cutie. Wow, making me eat my words. The moment I say, yeah, he knows exactly when to get aggressive, he gets aggressive and dies.
I think Aframu had just de-aggroed the turret right at the very edge as Muffin Cutie went in. Had that not happened, almost certainly would have been a kill there, as the damage from those Zyra plants. Keep in mind the Zyra plants instantly disappear when she dies. That should have been enough to pick up the kill there. Anyway, sorry, that first blood there, I think it's just going back to the fact that this ward here is just so powerful in controlling the enemy jungler's position.
Oh, Hotshot G taking a lot of damage, and there's a dive from X Smithy. X Smithy going to go ahead and tank tower. Got minion blocked a little bit, but he is going to be okay. Quick kill for Zuna. That's going to help get top lane rolling all over the board. Fear is showing their stuff.
Actually, in a way, this is good for CLG. Obviously, it's never good when your top dies, but the fact that Chowster really had nothing to do in the jungle, he's able to get a fairly significant amount of XP here, whereas he was level 3 and X Smithy was actually level 5 off the XP. from that kill. Now Chowster's able to catch up. He's probably not going to get quite to level 5 just yet. But, you know, he's going to get closer than he would have from the camps which weren't actually spawned yet. So now he's going to be able to safely retreat back into his jungle and kind of, you know, maybe get the GP5. He's probably got 365 gold. Yep, there we go. Get that GP5 and get everything kind of back in order.
Mandatory Cloud, he has double buff right now. That rip buff has really allowed him to throw Big Fat around in lane. Like, Orianna really loves that auto attack harass thanks to her passive, and with that red buff, it just becomes that much more brutal. We see she also had blue buff. Well, there's the shockwave. She wants to go for the kill. Auto attack, going to apply red buff, but the flash out going to keep her alive. Now Chowster going to cover mid lane. Again, as awful as it sort of is that the lanes are getting dominated, it's good news for Chowster.
Once again.
Going to be able to get the EXP that he desperately needs for those level 6 ganks. He is going to hit 5 right there, so it's going to be pretty soon that he gets that ult, but Xmithy already level 6.
Yep.
He is going into the top lane for a gank. Hotshot going to plant a ward down. Don't know that Xmithy is really going to be able to do much here. There's the stun going out there. Where is the rupture? Wow, the burst from that third hit from Zuna is huge. There's the feast, and the ignite is going. Is the feint going to be enough? No! Even with feint and the health potion, they
Hotshot had 5 health potions there.
Loco Doco in the bot lane taking a lot of poke damage. Muffin Cutie getting poked down very low as well. Both supports not going to be able to do a whole lot in the upcoming fight, but Big Fat LP getting spotted out by a ward. Good call from Muffin Cutie. They know that Big Fat is there.
It's warded, yeah.
But
the minions are attacking, so they know it's warded. But yeah, I mean, Hotshot had 5 health potions there. Had he started taking them the second Jax jumped in, he would have easily survived there with like 50 to 100 health left over. But he waited right up until the point where that ignite was ticking to take it, and then he died. Give me a second. I'm going to switch back to manual camera and lower the sensitivity because this directed camera is trolling me so hard. There we go. All right.
Aphromoo getting poked down a little bit by Loco Doco. Loco Doco really has, I have to say, has done a good job, but Xmithy going to get caught out by a Big Fat right here, or possibly the other way around. There's the shield. No slow left. Mandatory Cloud is here as well. Rupture going to miss, thanks to a nice juke from Big Fat, but there is the feast. The burst damage is huge. Shockwave going to miss. Now Hotshot is in here. Throws out the Q from Big Fat. In the meantime, double it.
Now level 6.
Just over on Mandatory Cloud. Ignite is burning. He's forced to flash away in the meantime. Wow. What just happened bot lane? You want to go ahead and...
I might rewind that.
You want to rewind that?
Let me check because Chowster's still chasing, but Ghost of Zuna is around.
Chowster is chasing Xmithy. There is the leap strike on Chowster and the stun. Wow, the burst is huge from Zuna. There is the rupture. Not going to land on anything though. Possibly just a little bit of a misclick, a little bit of a fat finger there. So why don't we go ahead and rewind and see that bot lane?
I say about 8 minutes. Should be good.
Yeah, I believe 8 minutes.
Yeah. All right. So down the bot lane. Loco Doco's still level 5. Oh, wow. It's all about the damage right there, just off of Vayne's auto attacks. Nice good damage. Oh, but such a good Zyra passive. Able to pick them up. And what happened there was that, I think, you know, a nice... Doublelift loves flashing Ezreal. It just looks so good. But what happened there was the second that Ezreal flash had gone off, Aphromoo went ahead and Arcane shifted right up in his face and got one more auto attack down. So very nearly a 2-for-0 exchange. Great play, as always, by Doublelift and Loco Doco really showing his strength there. He was only level 5 in that exchange, just now hitting level 6. They might be able to go ahead and do that again. Doublelift's ulti will be up in 20 seconds, so it's a good time, especially since Chowster's in the area with ulti up. So, once again, I'll go ahead, jump back to live. Anything happen?
No, nothing has really happened right now. It's been pretty passive farming. Doublelift and Aphromoo are both back in lane, but there's just been a little bit of poke. Both of them are a little bit afraid to do anything right now. Yeah, there are no real wards to catch anyone. Chowster has double buff though, and he has oracles. He knows he hasn't been spotted, but this ward from Muffin Cutie is going to be there. There's a snare on Doublelift and the incredible ultimate. A nice ultimate from Lulu is going to keep her alive just barely. The True Shot Barrage going out on Doublelift, and Aphromoo is going to be able to pick up the kill. Oh, Muffin Cutie gets that one from the plant. Muffin Cutie now in a decently bad spot. Chowster throwing a lot, and Hotshot GG has come in with the ultimate to help pick up the kill. Now Chowster almost gets feasted, flashes away at the last second, and now Xmithy is the target. Hotshot laying down a lot of damage. Nice rupture going to slow Hotshot, and that was going to allow Xmithy to go on and get on out of there. Chauster very low, still sticking around. Beast is available for Xmithy, but he doesn't want to dive onto Hot Shot and Loco Doco.
Xmithy got robbed there, flashed in for the feast.
Oh, that was such a close flash, and this is going to allow CLG to pick up this bottom tower. There's nothing that Xmithy can do but sit in the back and watch as his precious tower gets chunked down. The ultimate from Aframu, that True Shot Barrage, is not available right now. Xmithy clearing out the minions, but as this tower falls, he may be in trouble. Red buff actually getting applied to Loco Doco because here comes Aframu, taking a lot of damage from Hot Shot, but not going to quite be enough. They see Aframu, they decide to back off. Muffin Cutie is right behind them. In the meantime, Double Lift has shifted top to continue farming.
Yeah, and this is interesting because Jax is becoming a pretty big threat. Looks like Fear are going to go ahead and pick up that dragon. First dragon of the game here at 11:45. No one from CLG really around, so that's a nice call there from Team Fear, as they did just see I believe it was Shen and Lulu, sort of the stragglers there, and of course Chauster was spotted at just a fraction of his health. Man, I really think, that's just so unfortunate for Xmithy, but you really have to hand it to Chauster. Excellent reaction times on that flash. The second Xmithy flashed in there for that, pretty significant damage on his feast, 300 true damage, he instantly knew not only would he die, but he'd lose his oracles, got right out of there. So good stuff from Chauster. But, of course, Fear able to pick up the dragon, which does mean that they are still in the gold lead, as they have taken down that top turret and they've taken down the dragon. This is that sort of situation that you see Jax in sometimes, where there's not really a whole lot that Shen's going to be able to do. He just kind of jumps up into that into the face of Shen with an Empower and a Counter Strike, and once he's got that Phage and that Sheen, as he does now, there's not a whole lot Shen can do back.
Xmithy going to be using that ultimate now to try and get some stacks so he can preserve this Oracles a little bit better. It was pretty dicey down in the bot lane. Doesn't want to go through that sort of risk again. We do have Hotshot GG moving around in Fear's jungle, and he might get caught out here. Xmithy has spotted him. They know he's around. There is no slow from the red buff. Mandatory Cloud is just around the corner. Xmithy is just sort of pounding on Hotshot. There is the Rupture. Big Fat and Mandatory Cloud have sort of pseudo-joined. They're sitting around the corners just in case there actually is a real Big Fat engage. But instead,
it's interesting.
Back off. Wow, Xmithy and Hotshot are still hanging around here. Sorry, but this is just... Wow, this is really awkward.
It's interesting that, Mandatory Cloud didn't want to go in on that because Hotshot really only has, a little bit of health and a Ninja Tabi. Really should have been able to pick up the kill there with the burst damage from Mandatory Cloud as well as the Ignite, but at any rate, the second blue buff of the game on CLG's side going to Xmithy. That means that only one of these buffs has gone to CLG. They had the level 1 invade due to that ward at Wraith Camp, and once again that second buff going over to Xmithy. So great job from Xmithy. It's sort of a far cry of what we saw 2 games in a row. The jungle Malphite sort of, feels a little weak, falls behind a little bit, doesn't really get that gank power down.
Chauster moving into the bot lane. So is Xmithy, though. They're going to spot each other. I think this may mean that they decide not to do this fight. Loco Doco is here as well. Aframu and Muffin Cutie under their tower. Double Lift, below half health. Doesn't want to even try to fight this.
Mandatory Cloud really punishing GG's Diana here. Was that... No, that was... I think it was Mandatory Cloud who played... No, it was Nijaki who played Diana the first game that I casted there. But it's interesting to see both Malphite and Diana pretty highly contested picks, but every game we've seen so far today, they've just sort of fallen behind. Not really living up to the full potential of those champions. If you look at the CS... 86 on Diana to 127 on Orianna. We talked about how Mandatory Cloud had that Athene's Rush build, which is just all about controlling the lane. You can see is going to go ahead, max W, and then Q, which once again is all about that lane power.
A Big Fat LP out of mana, going to be forced to back Mandatory Cloud, or maybe not. Mandatory Cloud is pushing this lane really hard. In the meantime, bot lane, Xmithy going to find a ward and clear it out. Chaucer is around here as well, going to spot yet another ward. Both of them have oracles, and there really hasn't been a whole lot of action recently because the warding has been so good. But now that both Xmithy and Chouster have their oracles, this could be huge. And oh no, there's the initiation, and Double It picks up a really quick kill on Muffin Cutie, but he is tanking tower. The wild growth might not be enough. Still gets the kill on Aphromoo before falling, and now Lokodoko in a little bit of trouble. There is the dissonance. No, it is not there. She's going to have to get yet another one. There's the command protect, and that's Xmithy with the rupture picking up the kill, and I think they're just going to go ahead and push this tower down. This whole time, Zuna and Hotshot have been dueling in the top lane, and Zuna is just pounding down on Hotshot. He might actually go for the dive here. There's the stun and the leap strike. He has red buff. Hotshot going to completely fall. Zuna going to back off like nothing ever happened, though he will be forced to back very low, just down to 115 health approximately. Big Fat. Sorry, I saw a mandatory cloud on Diana last time, I believe. So Big Fat going to move in and pick up the rest of the CS and try to cut their losses. But right now, Fear is in an excellent position. However, are they far enough ahead to justify not necessarily shutting down Vayne as hard as they wanted to? In fact, Vayne is winning that bot lane.
Yeah, and that was a nice double kill there. The second proc of oh wow,
Chouster got found, and they might actually try to turn
flash.
this into something after moves around. Now, yeah, he has flash. He's pretty safe. He's going to be alright, but I think that Fear wants to try and push down this mid tower. They're certainly moving as though they want to. Hotshot is here for the defense, so is Chouster. Unstoppable Force is not available, and so they do not have really any way of stopping it. Hotshot going to take a lot of poke, and Fear, I think that this is sort of what Fear wants to do. They can go ahead and bind someone and then throw down all the poke for Mandatory Cloud and Aphromoo. And then they'll just do that over and over again. They have so many opportunities to do it with the grasping roots from Fear. Oh, there's the Unstoppable Force from Chouster and the Wild Growth knocking everyone up. A Muffin Cutie going to get dropped so fast. Aphromoo trying to chase down someone, but he can get turned on pretty quickly. There's the Crescent Strike landing, but nope, nothing going to come of that. Mandatory Cloud throws the ball over the wall. There's the Command Dissonance. Xmithy going to be looking for someone. True Shot Barrage doesn't really hit anyone, and they're going to turn on Xmithy, but a nice Shockwave from Aphromoo. Going to lock everyone up. Despite all that, Xmithy is going to fall. Chouster going to flash away to preserve that Oracle's. Lokodoko running away over to the safety of Double Lift as well. What an excellent Shockwave, but in the end, still definitely not worth it. Xmithy losing his oracles and his feast stacks.
Yeah. That's the, I mean, we talked about it, how, you know, you get a pick and then you don't want to fight that sort of ensuing, you know, you don't want to walk into the meat grinder. That's the best example of it. The Malphite ult won that fight for CLG. The Orianna ult won that fight for Team Fear. Both of them, I think, hit three people.
Ooh, Double Lift looking for a kill somewhere. There's the leap strike and the stun. Stand United not going to be enough, I don't think. Yes, it will actually. No, there's the command distance to pick up the kill. Just barely not enough now. Hotshot GG in a tight spot. Nice splitter lance from Lokodoko. Still not going to be enough. And now Lokodoko is the next target. The leap strike going to be coming out from Zuna very soon. Exhaust goes out, but it's not going to be nearly enough, I don't think. Just one more leap strike will do it. And no, it doesn't even matter. Command attack comes out from Mandatory Cloud. Rory. And now, yep, triple kill for Mandatory Cloud. And now they are going to move in to this mid lane. Are they going to try to take this inner tower? 8 seconds left on Double Lift. He is a decent distance away from that tower, and yes, indeed, Aphromoo, Mandatory Cloud, everyone from Fear, except for Zuna, who is going to steal yet another blue buff from them, or at least going to try to. Going to move up. They're going to take that inner tower, and now it looks like they want to back off. Oh no, Zuna has jumped onto Chouster despite being so low. Chouster chunked down to almost nothing. There's the leap strike and the flash and ignite, going to allow Zuna to pick up that kill, but the rest of CLG is mobilizing on them. Grasping Root's going to keep Big Fat LP away. Now Zuna trying to take this blue buff. This may be his demise. There is the condemn, and Big Fat LP picking up the kill for himself. And that's going to, I think, allow them to try and take this blue buff. Ooh, a nice command attack and dissonance. Oh, did she get it? No, she didn't. She already had that blue buff.
No,
so that was...
no, Orianna already had hers.
Yep, that was Big Fat LP picking up her blue buff, but now we see Xmithy in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Hotshot GG. Final hour has been popped. The dissonance is going to keep Double Lift away, but Xmithy getting caught out, pinned against the wall. Hotshot tanking tower, and he's going to fall desperately low. But there's ultimate in, and Double Lift actually picks up that kill there. Now Lokodoko getting slowed down. Are they going to go for it? Grasping Roots doesn't come out, so they aren't going to be able to pick off Lokodoko. That was a nice pickup on Xmithy, who ran just a little bit too close to that wall. When you're fighting a Vayne, do not stand next to the walls.
Yeah, Xmithy actually dying there without getting that ulti down could have been a different team fight for Team Fear. But I don't know if CLG realize that they're behind right now. If they're behind 5,000 gold, I mean, they should. They're 3 turrets down. This is, I think, either the second or the third dragon going in favor of Fear. But I guess maybe Doublelift does feel quite confident as he, he did a pretty good job of beating Aframu. If we look at the individual gold scores, 6.8 on Aframu compared to 7 on Ezreal. So it's actually a lot closer than it looks. He is 30 CS up. He's got 2 kills and an assist on top. It really, I mean, it's pretty much dead even between the two. Take a look at the Bloodthirster stacks. I just don't know what's going on in Doublelift's mind that makes him think that he can, play the same level of aggression that he's playing right now. They did win the first game in that set. That could be a sort of a bias. But still.
Well, Doublelift has picked up a Bloodthirster. He knows he's going to have to be a little bit more self-reliant this game.
Yeah. But so has Afro. And and it looks like really the only difference in the build right now is that just the fact that it's Trinity Force versus Phantom Dancer. Big Fat's caught out. Nice juke on that. Shen'el goes down a little late.
Yeah, Shen'el. Oh no, that was the incredible ultimate from Zyra, going to knock out Big Fat LP, and he's going to get completely chunked. And now there's the ultimate from Malphite, but it's too little, too late. There's no damage to follow it up. Leak Strike onto Hot Shot, and an Ice Command distance going to allow him to stick onto him. That is Zuna picking up a double kill, and now Loco Doco in a fair bit of trouble. Throws out the Glitter Lance and flashes away from the Rupture.
But meanwhile, Doublelift on Bane is just, I don't know if you're a critic, I guess you could say farming top. If you're a proponent, you'd say pushing top, split pushing. But really, I don't know if you want to split push against Zyra, Jax, Orianna, Cho. That's the sort of, we're going to get a pick and blow your team up. And as a result of that, they are behind, but they're not behind to the point where they couldn't win, or at least couldn't go somewhat even.
Ooh, Shirelia's coming out from Loco Doco. They want to try to catch someone, dodge around the Rupture, but I don't really know that they'll do anything. No, there's the Glitter Lance, and Doublelift is on Aframu like butter on toast. Doublelift, he has the red buff. He's looking for someone. Phage doesn't proc on that Q strike, but the burst from Mandatory Cloud going to keep Doublelift at arm's length.
They might actually go for Baron here if 4 people from Team Fear are going back. Ward goes down. I mean, this is a good time, barring a... Oh, but Xmithie has both his Smite and his Feast up, as well as Flash. It is very difficult. Look at these 3 wards going down.
Alright, so they get triple vision over into the Tri-Brush. You need triple vision for,
It's a 2,000 health.
The ward is there. There is no oracles. They have no idea. The True Shot Barrage Xmithie comes in, but he doesn't get the feast! And that is going to be Shirelia's coming out. They want to try to get someone. Red buff is procced onto Zuna. He's going to jump on Doublelift. Cleanse comes out to keep himself safe. In the meantime, Shouts are going to use Unstoppable Force. I think it is indeed going to be enough this time. Shockwave going out to lock down. Excuse me, I'm not sure quite certain who that locked down, but it did certainly
was
do its job.
The Shen Taunt just really did a great job that fight, stacking up both the Malphite ult and the Shen Taunt. Let them lock down the Orianna, Mandatory Cloud's Orianna before she was able to get a high impact ulti off. Actually, I thought I saw the Orianna ult, but it didn't even go on cooldown. It must have been cancelled right at the start there. Keep in mind, CLG did lose their inhib in that previous push that gave them that Baron because all of Fear were low. However, so they're not going to be able to sort of push and take any advantages. They're not going to get any inhibs. They're not going to get any significant turret gains. However, every little bit helps when you're behind. They were able to take that Baron. They're now only 2,000 gold behind. That was a clean Baron and a clean team fight. And Chester has gone ahead and stolen away that blue. So pretty much, CLG are in a good position now to go back and team fight. Maybe they're going to want to wait for, I think, summoner spells, but all their ultis are actually back up, except for Chaucer's, which should be up soon because of the cooldown reduction he has from that Shirelia's Frozen Heart combo. I mean, he's sitting at about 34% cooldown reduction, not even including the blue buff, which he just got.
So Fear, even though they lost Baron, even though they got beaten 1 for 4 in a team fight, they're still going to try, and yep, they're going to steal this blue buff, put it onto Mandatory Cloud, and they still want to push. We see Hotshot GG down, push shot GG, just go ahead and push this lane up as hard as you can. He's going to ult in for a fight in case one starts. Fear is going to have to pick someone off very, very quickly for that Stand United, not to completely channel Xmithie, using his ultimate to desperately try and get those feast stacks that he needs. And they're going to continue pushing up on this tower. Crescent Strike going to be nice wave clear, though. Chouster His ultimate is available in case he wants to use it. That'd be a good time for Loco Doco to use his Wild Growth, and then for Shen to use Stand United to jump into the team fight immediately. Yep, he is still split pushing. He is still pushing. Oh my gosh!
You could call it cross lane gaming. That's how they play.
All right. Do you have any creative names for not Hotshot, for a CLG? If so, type them in Twitch chat. We love to hear.
If I just came up with that, I don't know if I heard that before. If I just came up with that, you could just send me all the royalty checks if you want to use that. That's fine. I know it's so funny. People have probably made that joke 1,000 times on Reddit, but I mean, you can't deny it. CLG really do love the split push strategy. This time around, though, at this point in time, I think they really should maybe start to group up, go for that wombo combo team fight power. Maybe if they have all 5 summoner spells up. Sorry, I guess all 10 summoner spells up. You can see Double Lift Cleanse is still down, and that does make a difference. You want to be able to cleanse the Jax stun, for instance, which Double Lift did last fight pretty nicely. Ezreal ult did just go down. It's not the highest impact ability in the game. It's often just used for wave clearing and things like that. But taking a look at the Baron, it's about 7/8 of its way expired.
Yep, Baron did go down. It's going to be coming up.
Boom,
very
CLG,
soon. Yep,
I think for pretty much the first time since this game started with a gold lead.
Oh, wow. They don't want to engage on this, though. Seismic Shard goes out, and Mandatory Cloud, forcing him to burn the flash. Nice snare goes out on the Chowster to make sure that he stays safe. It looks like they just want to back off and see if they can buy. No, they're going to wave clear this because that inhibitor is down right now.
Good ward coverage here from CLG. A nice ward goes down on that brush, spots Ghost Izuna waiting. Oh, but this could be trouble. If Ghost Izuna can get a... Nope, Ghost is popped from Hotshot. They have great ward coverage here, CLG. So they saw 3 members, the support, the AD, and the AP coming down, and they said, all right, Hotshot, get out of there. Popping his Ghost. Chowster gets taken out very low.
Yep, Chowster in a dangerous spot right now that they're not really going to be able to pick up on him, though.
If Big Fat was there, that would have been like a one-team fight, no doubt about it. Aphromoo getting pinned into the wall like that, he would have been forced to pop his cleanse. And, they have Jax down in the bot lane. They have the Shen ulti to kind of, all stack up together. That was the sort of initiate you want. But Big Fat GG was, I think, back buying some items. What has he bought here? He's gone for that pretty heavy resistance build with the Abyssal Scepter and the Jonius Hourglass, Sork Shoes as well. So he's going to be pretty tanky. Oh, but this is sneaky from Fear. Hotshot needs to be careful. The ping goes down. Yeah. I don't know what they're thinking here. Hotshot thinks he's about to get a pick.
No, he's definitely not. I think he's just hanging back. They don't know that he's there. He is essentially cut off from the team fight, though he gets spotted by the minions as he starts to clear them. He may be in a tight spot. If he has to burn that Stand United, that won't be there for the next team fight. And it looks like, yep, Fear. Oh, there's the flash in and ult from Chowster to catch Mandatory Cloud. And there, the Shockwave misses Double Lift, and Mandatory Cloud is going to get completely chunked down. Ultimate from Zara, not knocking up anyone. This is bad for Fear. Loco Doco is there, pops the Shrelia, so Big Fat can jump in on Aphromoo. Ignite goes out as well, force the Arcane Shift over the wall. Xmithy is next target. Ultimate over from Xmithy. That Lunar Rush, just too much. Now Aphromoo gonna try to get jumped on. Amazing, huge shields onto Big Fat. There's the taunt out onto Zuna. Zuna flashing over the wall despite the exhaust. Loco Doco flashes over as well, but he lead strikes over to a ward. Going to be able to keep himself safe there unless the flash comes in from Big Fat. Crescent Strike lands, Moonfall misses, and so he's not going to be able to pick up the kill there. In the meantime, Double and Chowster just go ahead and push down this bottom tower. Aphromoo trying to cut his losses, pushing down this inhibitor. Hotshot GG is here to try and tear him off of it. I don't know if he can really do that much, though. There, he Arcane Shifts over the wall. If he can just take that inhibitor, yes. Fear is going to make sure that they are still in this game, despite such a bad team by Aphromoo. Going to fall to the turret. Big Fat actually
picking up some CS
in there for the kill.
There we go. Nicely done. And we did miss Chowster and Double Lift chasing down on a Muffin Cutie, but I mean, he is only level 11 compared to the level 17 Double Lift. That is going to be an easy 2v1 in favor of CLG. And just like that, a somewhat, arguably over-aggressive push from Team Fear gave the Baron, gave CLG confidence, and here they are actually winning pretty decisively. A very strong team fight. Of course, they did actually lose out on that inhib. So once again, things are pushing in favor of Team Fear. No inhib turrets actually down for CLG, for Fear, I should say, thus far. But Baron is up, and that is exactly what's on everybody's mind.
Yeah, Double Lift just chunking it down so fast. Fear is right here, though they might go for a really strong engagement. Unstoppable Force is available. Their big fat LP jumping in, and there is the Unstoppable Force on some huge targets. Muffin Cutie going to be forced to flash over the wall. Chouster in a bad spot right now, and there is the AoE from Oriana. It is massive. Snare goes down, lands on Chouster, allows them to pick up the kills there, and Mandatory Cloud dangerously low. He is going to fall to Big Fat, and now Big Fat going to turn onto Xmithy and allow them to pick up the kill there. 3 for 1 in the favor of CLG, and now are they going to continue on to Baron? Yes, they are.
However, wasn't there in that fight.
Are still there. They're going to try to poke them down. Big Fat LP looking for a pick off onto Aframu. Crescent Strike lands and onto a Muffin Cutie. He jumps over to Muffin Cutie, and there's the Moonfall. Nice exhaust. Going to keep her alive for just a second longer, but a nice whimsy from Lulu, going to keep her sweet Diana alive, and they're going to turn again back onto Baron. However, look at CLG's base. There are super minions in the base right now, but I don't think they're going to be able to take down anything. They are certainly, holding the minions at bay, and the waves are going to be pushing in the other lanes. The Big Fat LP is here to farm it up. CLG, huge victory for them. This is finally going to put the gold advantage in their favor by 6k.
GG's play there was absolutely sick. I want to go back and watch that one more time. Diana is sorry, I'm just going to do a little bit play-by-play here for this. Oh, no. Looks like the game instead wants me to watch the live, so I'll do that instead. Sorry about that, guys. Pretty much what he did, he landed his Q, used one tick of Lunar Rush to go onto Aframu, who is sort of closer, used the second tick to get up in Muffin Cutie's face, did a little bit of damage, and then popped that Joni's Hourglass, letting the rest of CLG come and pick up the kill on Aframu. Very good stuff there from GG. Had he played that differently, maybe he would have got the kill on Muffin Cutie, but they wouldn't have. Maybe they also would have been able to get the kill on Aframu, but he wouldn't have that Baron buff right now, and that is pretty crucial. Provides you, I think, with 40 ability power, not to mention a massive amount of health regen. Could be the difference in this next team fight. I think we should see CLG try to make a push into the base of Fear. They're now 5,000 gold up. They have that Baron. You see a GA on Diana. Any lingering gold here? No. Looks like pretty much everyone's got the items they're going to want for this final team fight. Abyssal Scepter soon to be picked up by Chouster. Interesting choice considering Diana's already actually got one.
Smithy throws out the silence, not going to land on anyone. Nice route on Double Lift, not really able to take advantage of that at all. Smithy is looking for a pick onto someone. Unstoppable Force is, of course, available. And if he can just pick a Mandatory Cloud or Aframu off with that, Big Fat is going to be right there to jump onto them and finish them off. The peel from Zuna just won't be enough, I don't think. And are they going to go for the tower dive? Here are the minions. Shield out from Lulu. Crescent Strike goes out. Nice bit of harass, but there's the Leap Strike on a Double Lift. Double Lift taking quite a bit of damage. He does have Bloodthirster, though. He's going to be able to heal this up decently quickly. If the rest of his team is smart, they're going to let him lifesteal off of it. Yeah, he's going to get up to full health. No problem right there, even with super minions pushing. CLG doesn't care. They have Baron buff, and they are going to continue to try to poke down Mandatory Cloud and Aframu. But look at this in the top lane. Hotshot and Zuna are both up there, but Hotshot, he has his ultimate ready if they decide to dive. Double Lift popping, final hour. And that is going to just force them away from the tower. There's the Unstoppable Force on the Mandatory Cloud, and the jump in for Big Fat LP is going to melt him, but he is still just barely alive. Flashes away. No, the Ignite Tick, I think, is going to finish him off. Nice Shockwave going to land on Big Fat, but it's not going to be enough. Aframu getting chunked down very low now as well. Exhaust goes out onto Zuna. Zuna running for his life, but it's not going to be enough. Wow, Aframu laying down a lot of damage onto Big Fat. Big Fat forced to use his Zonia's Hourglass. The Big Fat actually jumping in with the ultimate, misses the Moonfall and the Crescent Strike. Aframu is still alive. Big Fat just needs one little bit. Guardian Angel has been popped. Aframu still going to try to kite this out, but the rest of CLG is coming in. They want to take this inhibitor. The tower falls very quickly. Muffin Cutie and Zuna are just off of the inhibitor. Crescent Strike misses. Not going to be able to jump onto that one, and now with that, CLG feeling a little bit weak, decide to back off from this. That is a one-team fight. 2 kills for nothing, 2 towers, and an inhibitor. I think they want to turn it into a third tower. Chouster is just going to tank this one up. No problem. He has, what does he have? Frozen Heart. He is just fine.
Yeah, he's probably going to have about 300 armor once he pops his W. Actually, I think under 3,000 he actually only has that Frozen Heart. I thought I saw Rhino and Omen in there. He's got 1,900 gold, though. I think 1,950 is the combined cost for Randuin's once you have that heart of gold built up. Ooh, Xmithy now with the mobility boots. Almost caught someone out there.
Yeah, might try to catch Hot Shot. He doesn't really have anything to slow him down, though. He has Randuin, so that's going to wear off pretty quickly. Another Rupture landing, but here is Zuna. Here comes the Sun. Nice Shadow Dash away, but it's not going to stop. Randuin's being popped by everyone. Rupture lands on Hotshot, going to slow him down even further, and he has popped Ghost to try and get away. Shadow Dash, will it be enough? There is the Rupture, it lands, and that is going to allow Zuna to pick up the skill. That's actually Xmithy with the Feral Scream, completely popping his eardrums and finishing him off.
I see down there, and it's interesting because, you know, we had CLG's inner inhib get taken down 2 times, and they were able to come back from it. This is the first time we've seen Fear's middle inhib fall down. Are they going to be able to come back from it? That pick onto Hotshot GG was a good sign. It shows that they still have some aggression in them. They still have, you know, the ability to fight. If Afromu can maybe keep this lane push, we have Baron coming up at 38, 48, double lift.
Catching Afromu out. Look at the damage. 3 auto attacks, 4 auto attacks from double lift is going to kill him. Xmithy has been caught out now as well. Gets chunked down by double lift. There's the ultimate coming out from Lulu, and that is going to allow Zuna. Oh, nice shockwave and distance coming out. A nice ultimate from Chalister as well to catch down Mandatory Cloud, and he is going to drop very quickly. Chalister getting that one. Guardian Angel in the meantime has been popped on Zuna, but Double Lift is going to pin him against the wall, and the last auto attack from Double Lift just barely going to be able to pick up the kill before he gets stunned, and that is for Muffin Cutie getting dunked in the face right there. GG coming out. Surrender from Fear, and that is CLG taking
31-19,
taking the finals of the EPS.
ESL Pro Series Season 4. Looks like it's, you know, people have really said that CLG didn't have it in them, but look at this. With the new roster, they come back, they take down Curse, Team Dignitas, Team Dynamic, and then, of course, here today, the Afromu Army, Fear Gaming, in a 2-0 set. That's an awesome job there. I'm going to go ahead just see if the admins have anything to say about the finale of this game.
Oh, that was excellently played. CLG knew exactly what they had to do, and Fear made the mistake of playing CLG's game. CLG wanted those upfront team fights. They wanted to allow Chowster to use his ultimate whenever he wanted. He was so tanky, he could wait for just the perfect moment to use that unstoppable force, and that drew so much attention that Double Lift